Here's why you should absolutely 100% go after that thing that you're feeling in your heart to do, even though you can't see how it'll make you money. My name is Michael Cooper II, also known as the Purpose Pastor, and I help Christians who are ready to walk in their purpose and to be able to profit from it with maximum fulfillment, creating maximum income and impact in people's lives. Most people never pursue the thing that they really feel called to do, the thing that they really enjoy, the thing that just lights them up, because they're not really sure if it will pay. They don't really know if it's something that they should do and if it's a wise usage of their time. We're taught and conditioned to just go the safe route, to rely on the road that's mostly traveled, getting a good job, and I say good job because even though these jobs may pay well, there may be good benefits. The truth is, we're not always fulfilled in them. And I don't believe that God has called us as believers to live lives that are not fulfilling. In fact, I believe that God has placed unique purpose and unique gifts inside of all of us so that we can release those things into the earth. It's my personal belief that I know some people say God made you and then he gave you a purpose. It's my personal belief that it's actually the opposite. God made a purpose and then he created you to be the one to carry it out and to fulfill it in the earth. And so that's why you're feeling so pulled and so called to a certain group of people. That's why you're feeling so pulled and so called to do a certain thing or to help people achieve a certain result. It's not just a coincidence. That is your purpose knocking at the door. And the thing about purpose is it never stops. No matter how long you ignore it, it will keep knocking until you answer. So the question is, will you answer or will you continue to play it safe because of fear or whatever the reason might be? Most people, they stay in the safe lane because there's a lot that comes with walking in purpose. Number one is, will this sustain me? Can this be profitable for me? Number two, do I really have it right? Is this really what I'm supposed to be doing? Am I really called to help these people that I feel called to? And so we don't always trust that. We don't always trust ourselves. The Bible says in Proverbs chapter 18, verse 16, a man's gift maketh room for him and bringeth him before great men. A lot of people are afraid that if I really pursue what I feel in my heart, and let's be honest for a second, every one of us has something in our heart. We have an idea. We have this passion for something that we would love to pursue, but we tell ourselves we don't have time. We tell ourselves that it doesn't pay. We tell ourselves that it's crazy, that nobody does that. We may even tell ourselves that it's not something that is necessary to do right now. Maybe I'll do that later. But the reality is your purpose is timeless. It's not waiting for a right time. It's not waiting for you to retire to be able to have more time. It's calling you right now for a reason. And here's why. It's calling you because there's somebody praying for that thing that you do. The thing you do so effortlessly, the thing you do well, the thing that you're so passionate and fired up about, somebody's praying for that right now. They're just praying that God sends somebody who can help them with the thing that you can solve. Some of you may have never known this or been told this. You are uniquely equipped to solve a problem for someone. I want that to just sink in. You, yes, you watching this right now, you are uniquely called to solve a problem for someone. You are the answer to someone's prayer. You have the solution that someone's been searching for, that someone's been praying for, that someone's been paying someone else to help them achieve. Yet you hold the key all along. And so purpose, it will, once you get very clear on what it is, and I get it. Sometimes that's the hardest part. How do I know what my purpose is? How can I be sure of that? Well, I believe you can arrive at what your purpose is by asking the right questions. Here are some of those questions. What do I enjoy doing? What do I do very well? What comes effortless and natural to me? What do people marvel about that they say, man, you're so good at that? What are some things that I enjoy? Who are the people that I just connect with, that I have a good rapport with? I'm able to reach them. I'm able to speak their language. A lot of times, the answer to what your purpose is wrapped up in the answers to those questions. It's somewhere, if you picture like a Venn diagram and you have this circle and that circle. So over here is what I'm good at. Over here is what I enjoy doing. Over here are the groups of people or the type of person that I feel called to help, that I enjoy talking to and helping. Over here are results that I've gotten in my life. And there's several others as well, but those are kind of the main questions. And right in that cross section where all of those circles connect is often where you're going to find your purpose. Now, you may say, that's great, but how do I know that pays? Purpose always pays. I want you to write this down, throw it in the comments. Purpose always pays. And I'm going to share with you why. All right. So here, a man's gift always makes room for him. When you're walking in purpose, when you're really pursuing your gift, when you've defined what that is, and that can be a challenge. Sometimes the best way to define that is to have someone from the outside who's not you to help you figure out, hey, what is it that you think is my most valuable asset? What is it that I bring to this world that you think is worth something? And that's not a question you just ask anybody, but that's something that you may ask a trusted friend, maybe a mentor, maybe a coach, because they can see the value in you oftentimes much easier than you can. See, we know ourselves so much better than everyone else knows us. That's why we don't always believe in ourselves, because we know our strengths. And guess what else we know? We know our weaknesses. We know our shortcomings. We know our hypocrisies. So sometimes we can't really appreciate and we take for granted what our most valuable asset is. And so it takes someone else to help us. But once you've defined that and you know what it is, the reason purpose pays is because that purpose is a solution for something, and every solution is worth something. The more desperate the problem is, the more valuable the solution is. And so purpose always connects you to someone's problem. It always connects you to someone's problem. And if that problem is a big enough problem in their life, there is no price that they will not pay you to solve that problem. That's why your purpose pays. A man's gift maketh room for him. A man's gift maketh room for him. When you know what your gift is, there will always be a place for you. You will always have someone who needs you, someone who is looking for you. The truth is, every one of you right now, even if you've never heard this before, it is true. Every one of you has something of value right now, watch this, that someone is looking for at this very moment. You know how to do something that someone is frantically searching the internet trying to figure out how to do. And they may find that in someone else. They may even pay someone else to help them do it. All the while, if you were out there, if you were visible, if you do this work and define your gift and step into your purpose and you offer that solution that you have to the world, they'd be paying you. And it's not even just about the money part. That's great. That's nice. But the truth is, your solution is probably better than the person that they're paying. Here's why. There's never competition when it comes to purpose. I may do something very similar to John Smith. Maybe John Smith also does something very similar to me. But the problem is, or I should say the difference is, John Smith will not do it exactly how I do it. John Smith will not have all the same experiences that I've had that have helped me arrive at the solution that I have, the blueprint that I've created, the framework that I follow. And so while we may be doing similar things, there are certain people that I will resonate with more than John Smith, even though we may still be in the same ballpark. There are people who are going to be called to your voice. Doesn't matter how many other voices are out there saying something similar. Your voice will be heard by those who you're called to, by those who you are designed to answer their prayer. You know how God answers prayer most of the time? Through another person. Through another person. There's been times in my life where I needed a financial miracle and I would pray about it. And guess what? Not one time, this may blow your mind, But not one time did God drop a bag of money or a check from heaven out of the sky into my lap. Never happened. But every time he used a person, whether I asked them or not, maybe they just showed up and said, I'm feeling led to bless you with this. Maybe it is that check in the mail that we always talk about. We never want to rely on that. That's not our financial strategy, but God has blessed like that. And he does use people to do that. And so God always uses other people. The solution that someone is looking for is wrapped up in you right now. If you really believed and understood that, would you continue to sit on that, refusing to cultivate it, refusing to even look at it? Sometimes, and I can remember a time where I did this exact thing. I was working a 9 to 5 and I was pretty satisfied there. I enjoyed what I did. I enjoyed the work I was doing, but I wasn't really fulfilled. But I was grateful. I was grateful for it. But there's somebody that is calling and praying for you to tap into your purpose so that their prayer can be answered, so that the solutions that you have can be something they get to generate a massive result for themselves. So what I want to encourage you with is this. First off, recognize that your purpose is not just a hobby. Your purpose is not just something that is nice for you to do or that you enjoy doing. Your purpose is needed in the earth, and it's needed right now. In fact, it was needed a long time ago. But the next best time is now. Your purpose is needed. There are people whose lives you're called to change through that thing that you think isn't that big of a deal. That thing that you know how to do, like you know how to ride a bike. That thing that you can explain and teach, like you could explain how to ride a bike. Like you could explain how to do, right, the simplest things on earth. It comes so natural to you. But because it comes so natural, you don't see the value in it. I challenge you to ask yourself these questions. What is it that I'm called to do? And don't take the lazy way out, because often what we do when we ask this question, our minds default to the thing we're already doing. So we ask the question. Let's say, for example, I used to be a high school government teacher. So a lot of times when I would ask the question, Lord, I'm just not feeling like this is it for me. Like I'm enjoying it. I'm grateful. I feel like I'm making an impact to some degree. It's not bad at all. But God, I'm just not fully fulfilled. What is it I'm supposed to be doing? What is my greater purpose? And many times what we do, instead of waiting for God to give us an answer on that, we answer it based on what we're doing now. And our subconscious mind will tell us, well, your purpose is being in the classroom where you are right now. And that may be where God has me for a season, but that does not necessarily mean that's my greater purpose. So my challenge to you is really ask God to show you and be very specific with your question. God, I want you to show me what my greater purpose is that you have placed me here to be able to bless someone else with. What is it, God? Show it to me. And I believe if you start to have that posture about your purpose and you start to pursue it, it will make itself abundantly clear to you. And if it doesn't, ask questions of those around you, someone you trust. Have a conversation with a person who is gifted in this. I myself am one. I'm gifted in this. I help people every single day identify what their purpose is and identify who they're called to serve. Because your purpose will always make room for you, and your purpose will always pay you more than a paycheck will. It has to, because it's the principle. When you give something of real value, you can't help but be blessed in return. That real value can't help but find you. But you have to make that offer. You have to make that first step and say, I'm ready to walk in true fulfillment. And here's the thing about purpose. Here's the beautiful thing about it. It is the most fulfilling way to live your life. It's so fulfilling, and it also creates freedom for you like you've never experienced. 9 to 5 don't often give us freedom. Schools don't typically teach us that we can have freedom and make money at the same time. We're typically taught the only way to make money is you have to sacrifice your time for money. But purpose has a completely different principle behind it. You offer your expertise, your experience, yourself, if you will, in the way that feels the most comfortable and the most fulfilling to you in exchange for someone else's money. They pay you for the value you give them, and it doesn't require you to twist their arm. In fact, I tell my clients this all the time: no hassle payments, no hassle. These people will pay you when you identify who you're called to serve. They will pay you without hassle because you're doing them a favor. They're not doing you a favor by giving you the money. In fact, the money is just the means of exchange by which we agree to do this, right? The money is actually very minimal in this equation. The important part is the exchange you're making with them, helping them solve the biggest problem in their life. If you could solve the biggest problem in someone's life, there's no amount of money that they won't pay you. And they'll do it willingly with no hassle. They'll be glad to. And they'll do it again and again, because you're helping to impact their life and better their life. And at the same time, guess who gets blessed in the process? You do. So I challenge you, step into your purpose, find out, seek, pursue after what that thing is, knowing that your purpose will pay you more. It will give you more freedom, more time freedom, more financial freedom, and it will create more impact than you're able to create right now when you're doing those things for free or you're not doing them at all. Doing things for free for people is awesome. Continue to do that. But your highest level, the highest level, when you really want to help someone and someone is really serious about getting a high yielding result, you charge for that. And they don't mind paying you for it. Some of these are things that we're not taught in school. And so I want to encourage you, your purpose pays more. And before we even get to that point, I just want you to get it ingrained in your mind and in your spirit. You absolutely have one. You absolutely have a purpose. Don't ever believe for a second the lie the enemy may try to tell you that you don't have purpose. You have immense levels of purpose. You were fearfully and wonderfully made. And in fact, you were placed here for your purpose. So I pray this blesses you. Like and subscribe to this. Like the video, subscribe to the channel if this has blessed you. I like to encourage people, just give them little things that hopefully help them get closer and closer to their purpose so that one day they're completely walking in it, living their best life ever, and impacting the world in a greater way. God bless you. I hope to see you next time.